Ever since 9/11, the American people have been fleeing out of fear of terror. And it has been said many and many times before, the only thing that man has to fear is fear itself. That is defeating our country right now because we have grown into a country of cowards. People are putting up signs all over the place saying Homeland Security. Then you have the shadow government reflecting from Homeland Security. And then you have the shadow wannabe government, and then the shadow vigilante government, the wannabes. They want to be in a position where they have power. And they have become aware that knowledge is power. And through the use of technology, eavesdropping equipment, GPS, they have even gained access into your private bedroom. I should know they were in mine for almost the whole year of 2010. I worked in law enforcement for over 27 years. And I have seen nothing like this before. This is critical. This is not what our Constitution was made for us to do as a people, for liberty and pursuit of happiness. And our privacy was the utmost. Number one, to everyone. They say that the law has to catch up with technology. That's wrong. Technology has to catch up with the law. The law, the Constitution of the United States is unchangeable, shouldn't be changed, never be changed. Not for technology, not for religion, not for different beliefs, not for anything. That is the basic common denominator, our Constitution. And everything else should abide by that. When you go changing the Constitution because of technology, that's the wrong road to go down. Then you have these people that are wiretapping your phone, GPS in your car, GPS in everything you got that move, monitoring your computer use. You can't go to the library and use a computer without it being monitored if you're singled out, like myself. You cannot get equal protection in front of the law, like myself. You will get no due process, like myself. Case number 11D122, McLean County. Public record. Read it if you may. Is there. But in order to be able to understand what's going on, you must have a common denominator. And I would like that to be trust. Trust in me. Trust that what I'm telling you is the entire truth. With that mindset, you can figure out the rest. So walk with me. February 6th, so-called divorce trial. Judge cleared his calendar. What type of divorce is that the judge think he has to clear a calendar? January 27th. Supposed to be a recap. Make sure that they're getting all of my money. What is going on today is unconscionable. It have interweaving in the very fabric of our country, defeating our purpose. We cannot bend the Constitution for terrorists. We maintain our Constitution. That's what they don't want us to have. And we're voluntarily tearing it down, faint out of fear. 9/11, it happened. I feel for the families of the victims of 9/11, but they would not want us to give up our liberty or any of our privacy for what they died for. They're dead. They died for that. And here it is now. We're faint out of fear, cowards, giving up our liberties and our privacies freely. Yes, you can have it. It doesn't add up. I was referred to this attorney, Mr. Beth, out of Pontiac. He wrote a letter, supposedly to the petitioner, lawyer, saying that he was hired to represent Mr. Harold Cook in this dissolution of marriage, case number 11D122. But he never showed up in court. He took $1,000 but never showed up. Then he found out that Mr. Cook filed the receipt for the money into the court records. He says, oh, that should not have been. I didn't intend it for that. And I say, yeah, I just know you didn't. And then he writes another letter saying, well, the judge interpreted that receipt as me being representing you. So now I got to formally request to withdraw. He's trying to create an illusion in his own mind, because it definitely don't fade me at all, period, if he's trying to make me think that he was not really representing me after I had paid him $1,000. From day one, when I went in front of the judge, he was very disrespectful. And each other time after that, he was even more so, and disrespect my intelligence. He would say things under his breath that offended me greatly. Not having a microphone in the court is just like not giving the public access to the court if you do not have a microphone. This judge would make comments saying, I don't care how many motions you file. He made comments like, I'm not dismissing nothing. I filed a motion to dismiss. I filed a motion to change opinion. He states, I don't care how many motions you file. After being hunched by the bailiff, out of the same breath he says, oh, but the court, we encourage the filing of motions. Is he an idiot, or does he think I'm one? Out of the same breath. Is he saying that just so he can hear himself say that? Meathead. Well, this lawyer, he just happened to be the son of a lawyer that worked for me. He used to be an ex-judge, Judge Casely. I had to let Judge Casely go. It was a warranty case. He had did quite a bit of work, but he had to be written off on a bankruptcy. I think he took that personally, and it wasn't intended to be. Other events in the Circuit Court of McLean County filing of warranty suits against companies here in McLean County, whereas the defending lawyers going up against me and my lawyer, one of them really made himself look bad. I kind of feel sorry for him. He said, "Can we assume this?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Can we assume that?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Well, can we assume this?" I said, "Yes." And then he slaps his hand down on the deposition and said, "Do I have to remind you that you're on the oath?" And I say to him, that definition is not worth the ink it was written with. No one came to me and offered to let me read it, to proofread it, make sure everything was correct. You don't see my signature on there anywhere. The judge says, "Do you mean that deposition has not been authenticated?" This lawyer face turns beet red in the shape of a hawk. He turns out and he looks among the spectators, which is the full house. This petite lady jumps up on her tippy toes and said, "No, Your Honor, but we can." Looks over at the judge, and I just turn back, kind of look down. The judge said, "No, I'm not going to continue nothing. We're going to hear this." Then he said, "Okay, you can go ahead." And the other lawyer just standing there, looking dumb. The judge said, "You mean that's all you got?" I feel kind of sorry for him. I said, "Well, not unless you want to rephrase the question." And then he kind of smiled, said, "Oh, this guy's a fool. He shouldn't have said that." He asked me the same 3 questions. I said, "Can we assume?" "Yes." "Can we assume this?" "Yes." "Can we assume that?" "No." He looks over to grab the deposition and then realizes it's not worth nothing. That was the end of that case. My lawyer got up, took a stand because he had to defend himself since his character was assassinated. They accused him of coaching me. The judge even said, "Well, how would you know what to say?" I said, "I learned all this during the processing of the case." He said, "Where did you learn that from?" And I said, "The internet." By the way, the courthouse was packed. My case started at 2:30. It was the last case on the calendar. Why was the courtroom packed? Did all them people come there to see me fall? Well, I think that lawyer went on to be a state's attorney. I don't know. Maybe he's a state's attorney now. Maybe this is going to be payback time. I don't know. But all of those people, standing room only, it's going to be the same way February the 6th. So why don't you be there? Come early if you want to get a seat.